Above all else, I want you to know that you are loved and lovable. You will learn this from my words and actions. The lessons on love are in how I treat you and how I treat myself.
I want you to engage with the world from a place of worthiness. You will learn that you are worthy of love, belonging, and joy every time you see me practice self-compassion and embrace my own imperfections.
We will practice courage in our family by showing up, letting ourselves be seen, and honoring vulnerability. We will share our stories of struggle and strength. There will always be room in our house for both.
We will teach you compassion by practicing compassion with ourselves first, then with each other. We will set and respect boundaries. We will honor hard work, hope, and perseverance. Rest and play will be family values as well as family practices.
You will learn accountability and respect by watching me make mistakes and make amends, and by watching how I ask for what I need and talk about how I feel.
I want you to know joy, so together we will practice gratitude. I want you to feel joy, so together we will learn how to be vulnerable.
When uncertainty and scarcity visit, you will be able to draw from the spirit that is a part of our everyday life.
Together we will cry and face fear and grief. I will want to take away your pain, but instead I will sit with you and teach you how to feel it.
We will laugh and sing and dance and create. We will always have permission to be ourselves with each other. No matter what, you will always belong here.
As you begin your wholehearted journey, the greatest gift that I can give to you is to live and love with my whole heart and to dare greatly.
I will not teach or love or show you anything perfectly, but I will let you see me, and I will always hold sacred the gift of seeing you. Truly, deeply seeing you. Welcome to The Most Important Thing. I'm Danielle DeMarco Neufeld.
And I'm Greg Neufeld, and together we're exploring how ambitious, busy families can build culture at home.
Because after all, family is the most important thing.
Well, that was something new.
Yeah, cold open, as you like to call it.
I love me a cold open. So what'd we just read?
The Wholehearted Parenting Manifesto by Brene Brown.
Pretty cool. A lot of stuff in there. Wow.
Yeah, so she is a household name around here, and maybe some of you know her from her books or her TED Talk on vulnerability. But she's a grounded theory researcher who I love, and this manifesto is her personal commitment to parenting with intention. It's also an invitation to us all to reflect on how our behavior and self-treatment influence others' understanding of love and belonging in our home.
And it's also been in our home for about 5 years now on the refrigerator. But I think this is the first time that I've truly inspected this piece of work. And I'm so glad that you're bringing us here. Can you talk some more about where we're going?
Yeah, absolutely. So our last episode was called Back to Base Camp. And there we talked about the emotional wiring of a home. And in thinking about it further, this manifesto to me is exactly that. It's not exhaustive, but it names so many of these invisible systems that make our family feel safe, seen, and worthy. So while not perfect, I do believe that Brene is impeccable with her words. And I would like to propose that we break down this manifesto together, one element at a time, starting with today's episode on Loved and Lovable, to better understand how we can help each member of our family to feel safe, seen, and worthy in our home. What do you think?
It's a beautiful mission. I'm totally on board. This is a great juxtaposition, too, I think, from our first 8 episodes, which are very crisp and have defined edges in terms of experimentation and opportunities to connect through action. I think we might find ourselves sitting in feeling and observation, but I think it's going to be worth it. And I'm excited to take the plunge here as we enter what feels like our second set of episodes.
Yeah, let's see how it works out. But in the last episode, I asked us this question: what flows through the walls of our home? And I do think that Brene says it well. So we might as well start here.
That's right.
Shall we dig in?
Let's dig in.
Okay, great. So the first statements. Above all else, I want you to know that you are loved and lovable. You will learn this from my words and actions. The lessons on love are in how I treat you and how I treat myself. So, at the outset, the first thing that I hear is it's not just about how we treat one another, but that it really does start with how we treat ourselves.
That's right. Kids are mirrors. And typically when we're seeing something we don't like in them, it's something that we don't like in us. So showing the world, especially our children, that we are loved and lovable and believing that is a real opportunity.
Absolutely. I believe that she was specific in her distinction between being loved and being lovable. And so I would love to unpack that.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's ever asked her the difference, but I did some contemplating and researching on the difference, and I've come up with something that I'd love for us to consider. So, this idea of being loved speaks to a feeling of something done to you, that the members of your family love you. And I would never try to encapsulate the word love. We'll leave that to the poets.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that when it comes to our family, and we tell each other in our family, we say we love each other all the time, maybe even too much, honestly.
Maybe.
But when I think about what I mean by that, I think that it really is about nurturing one another, protecting and caring for one another. And I think that it would behoove us as a family to make the implicit explicit here and to follow up with the words that we say all the time, like, I love you, and say, I love you. Therefore, I promise when you're at the orthodontist today to hold your hand. True story.
True story.
Jade was a champ today.
Mm-hmm. I like where you're going with this. It helps unpack on both sides what that emotion really means in the moment.
Yeah, I think that love is a very complex thing. And so there's absolutely this feeling of love that one can embody or that one can experience from their family members. Today I asked Jade, I said, do you know that I love you? And she said, yes. And I said, do you love me? She said, yeah. And then I said, do you know what it means that I love you? And she said, no. And I said, well, what do you mean when you say you love me? She said, I don't know. And while on the one hand, I think that that's just fine because we know we love each other deeply, But I think that it could be really helpful. I guess I want to be more specific when I use the term, I love you. Because something that has come up for me as I've been researching and reflecting upon this episode is that I often say I love you when I just give someone a squeeze. But I will also say, I love you, but please don't touch that. I love you, but please stop dancing when you're supposed to be getting dressed. And I think I need a better term for that. But until I come up with a better term for that, I just want to stop saying I love you, but.
It's a great notice.
Thank you. And I think that it will help me if I can start saying, I love you, and therefore I promise to care for you in this way.
Sure.
When you think about the ways that you love our children, what comes up for you as far as promises? Like, I love you, therefore I promise to.
Therefore, I promise to keep you safe. I promise to keep your evolving needs in mind as a parent. I promise to see you and who you are, not who I impose on you or project on you. I love you and I'm present here listening to you, not I love you, meaning I'll love you later, but right now I can't love you, or right now I can't devote attention to you. So I think it's that open chested stance,
Hmm.
arms out, bent down at their level. That's what I'm trying to convey. That's what I think of.
Mm-hmm. So your presence and your openness.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
What about you?
I think it's not dissimilar. I would say that I want our children to know that actually, I want our children and you to know that I love you and therefore I promise to take care of you. I promise to support you. And even though inevitably we will have misunderstandings and hurt feelings, I promise to acknowledge them and repair with you.
I love that. This family is a base camp and we're all climbing our own individual mountains, but each of us have improved outcomes because of us being together.
Mm. So true. So, so true. Okay, great. So that's loved. And I would bet that if you're listening to this podcast, you are crushing it when it comes to love.
Crushing it.
So I don't think we have to say too much more about that. Let's talk about being lovable.
Yes.
So the distinction here, from what I understand, is that being lovable is part of your identity. It is what you believe about yourself. There's a quote from one of my favorite books, The Road Less Traveled by M. Scott Peck, where he says, "Ultimately, love is everything. The feeling of I am a valuable person is essential to mental health and is a cornerstone of self-discipline." So this idea of being lovable is one that, to contrast it with being loved, which is the way that those that care for you show you how you are cared for, being lovable is a belief that you hold, a core belief about your identity, that you are worthy of love. And I think this is a really important message to play the tape all the way through, because it is, you are worthy of being loved unconditionally. It's not about how you look on the outside or what you perform, but it's about after you've had a tantrum, or if you've made a mistake, or if you've lost a spelling bee, that you are a whole person worthy of our love.
It's beautiful.
There's something that I heard from Wellness Mama on this topic. So she has, I think, 5 or 6 kids. She says that she tells her children, "I love you unconditionally. There is nothing that you ever have to do to earn that, and there is nothing you ever could do to take that away." I really like that. I think that's a pretty crisp, developmentally appropriate statement that can help children understand that no matter how they behave, they are worthy of love.
Yeah. Which is a really hard thing for a lot of people, a lot of adults.
Yeah, I don't think that this is a message that I got, honestly, growing up. How about you?
I got that I was loved by my family for sure. But
Mm,
when it comes to lovable from the outside world, I think that was day by day. Like some days I felt it, some days I didn't. And it's kind of noteworthy. I'm not a very religious person or even all that spiritual. But every night before I go to bed, I don't know why I say this, but I say to the universe, I say, thank you for loving me, for trusting me, and for believing in me. I love, trust, and believe in you. And that is what I say. And being lovable is really a thing that I've always needed to tell myself. And once I saw it with this family, I finally felt like I was lovable.
that's beautiful, Greg. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
Yeah, I think I struggle with the concept of being lovable, honestly. I was absolutely, and still am, loved growing up in my family of origin. I was absolutely loved.
Mm-hmm.
This idea that I am unconditionally lovable, I'm a little embarrassed to say, isn't as strong as I would like it to be at 39 years old. I think that I'm a bit penetrable when it comes to that. I want to believe that I'm lovable no matter what, but I think that, I mean, I know that I still struggle with receiving certain feedback from people in my life that are close to me around that I'm too much, that I'm too, yeah, that I'm too much.
Yeah.
Can leave it at that. And I think that that is a through line in my life that I'm still working on, honestly. I'm still working on accepting that some people perceive me as too much and that that is okay and that I am still okay and enough even if I'm too much to be lovable to some folks.
I mean, I know this about you, and I understand why. I also know that I was very excited for us to land on the idea of this show, this platform, not only because I think it's a great outlet for a lot of the conversations we're having anyway and experiments we're doing anyway, but because you just haven't met enough of the people out there that see you for who you are and for how incredible you are. And the feedback that I've gotten from close friends about this show already, it is you. I'm here to prop you up and help the world see you.
Thank you, Goosey. I love you.
I love you.
Say it just rolls off the tongue. Whoops. Thank you for seeing me, Goosey. I really appreciate that.
I
And
love
it
you and I
makes
see
me
you.
feel love for you. Yeah. I mean, that's for me, love comes down to being seen. That is the truest form of how someone can love me, is to see me for all of the shiny parts, but the so many imperfections and struggles too. And to say that I love you anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. I also think that I want to teach our kids that everyone is lovable. There's a quote I love from Mary Lou Kaunacki that says, "There isn't anyone you couldn't love once you've heard their story." And I think about that a lot in the context of, I would say I think about it a lot in the context of people I don't know that well when I feel as though they've harmed me. I really try to remember that we may not be the same in beliefs or mindset, but we're both beings who deserve to be loved. And guess what? I don't know their whole story. And there's probably a reason why they are this way. And I think that that's a really important lesson to teach our kids as they are growing. I see them getting into conflict and not understanding why certain people, certain kids can be cruel. And you don't know whether they had a good sleep last night. You don't know if they had breakfast this morning.
That's right.
So so anyway, just to close the thought, that I think that teaching our children that everyone is lovable is a really important practice in this space as well.
I think I can teach our kids that through a very simple yet powerful story. And the story goes like this. We use Todoist as our family's operating system. Danielle here prays for one new person every night, and she writes down in Todoist who she prayed for that day, because that is the kind of person Danielle is. And she broke Todoist because she prayed for too many people, too many nights in a row, and had to start a new task with new subtasks of who she's praying for. So our children will understand two lessons from that. One, yes, everyone is lovable. And two, mommy has a list of everyone.
No, it's a really good point, actually, because a lot of times I put people that I'm struggling with on that list.
You do.
Like, actually, that is a daily reminder to send positive vibes, to pray for someone in my life that we didn't get along or I feel harmed me or I feel hurt by today, to love them anyway.
It's such a cool thing, and it's such a great practice.
Thank you. It's one of those things like reading on the Kindle where I'm like, I do this, but my kids don't know about it because it goes into the void.
Yeah. I think my takeaway from this episode so far, just in terms of the applicability to other people listening, is how valuable it is just to have these kinds of conversations out loud, talking through the idea that you are loved and also that you are lovable. These are the open, honest conversations that align us, show us that we're on the same team, and really bring us closer together.
I like it, Greg. I like it a lot. So to recap, I'll say it one more time. Above all else, I want you to know that you are loved and lovable. You will learn this from my words and actions. The lessons on love are in how I treat you and how I treat myself. Powerful stuff. So, the way that we are making the distinction between loved and lovable is that to be loved is a feeling that the members of your family give to you. And I would like to try making the implicit explicit in this respect, to try speaking a bit further, playing the tape all the way through about, I love you, therefore I'm going to care for you in this way. I love you, therefore I promise to keep you safe. I love you, therefore, even though you're incredibly scared of having a spelling bee today, I'm going to send you to school because I know that we have practiced for the past 5 days.
Yeah. And I'll try pulling back on the I love you, but please stop yelling in my face.
Yeah, I'm so guilty of that too. It's like an I love you, but.
Yeah.
I think that both of us can start saying more behind the I love yous when we mean them in a positive way and stop saying the I love you buts.
More, therefore, cut the butts.
I don't know if any of y'all do that, but I would love to hear. I would love to hear. Okay.
All right.
I think that's it.
How's this feel? How's this feel to you?
This feels great to me. This feels like some deep stuff.
Yeah.
Let us know how you like it. It's definitely, as I said before, this is kind of the stuff that's harder to photograph. It's the invisible part of the house, if you will. But I think that it's all still really important culture building conversation.
Me too. Me too. I'm here for it. Thanks for bringing us all here.
You guys, he really is here for it. Jade had her graduation today at her preschool, and Greg's been on that campus a dozen times over the past 4 years, which really isn't that much. That's part of it. But for the first time, he really saw it. He got misty-eyed, and he was so, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but it seemed as though you felt gratitude. You were surrounded by feelings of gratitude is what I saw in you. Maybe you can say more.
Yes, definitely feelings of gratitude. It is a very special place. We'll have to go into it another time.
Well, tell us what you told me in the car, which is that it was the first time you were able to allocate time.
Yeah, well, running a business that is the primary and sole income stream for the family has lots of pros and cons. One of the cons is that it kind of requires me to put blinders on to make sure that I can give my whole self to that effort to take care of my family, because I love my family. Therefore, I want to provide for them. And even just having one hobby or whatever this is, in talking about family culture, in feeling more connected to not just our community, but everyone out there that's been listening, and we know there's a lot of people that are listening, it opens up my aperture to the world a little bit, where I'm actually engaging with the world, not just as Greg, the investor, venture capitalist, but I'm Greg the dad, I'm Greg the husband, I'm Greg the podcaster. And that's
Cool.
kind of cool. So I'm here for it.
I'm so glad you are. I love you, Goosey.
I love you, Goosey.
Hey guys, if you're still here, you're definitely our kind of person. Thanks for spending this time with us on the most important thing. If this episode resonated with you, we'd love for you to follow us wherever you get your podcasts and share it with someone else building family culture on purpose.